Hey, we're out here in the woods today. We're going to review the Delorme inReach for smartphone. Now, I've had this for a few months testing it out. During that time, the new SE model came out, and which resulted as a little price drop for this model. So if you have an iOS or Android smartphone, this might be something to look at. So let's start the review. Alright, so usually when I go out hiking, I usually bring the inReach and a Garmin MAP62, so you can see size comparison. The inReach is just a little bit more bulkier. You get your two AA lithium batteries. Now you can put other batteries in here, rechargeable or alkaline. You can change the battery profile, but I probably recommend sticking with the lithium. Just longer battery life and what have you there. Now for the ease of use, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is press and hold until you see the appropriate light on top react, and then the unit's on. Or you can do the same thing with tracking, messaging, and of course the SOS. SOS, you have to unlock it and then press on it. Luckily, I never had to use it before. So one of the benefits is that the antenna doesn't have to be upright. A lot of people think that you clip your inReach and the antenna has to be pointing up. In fact, it's a 360-degree antenna, so you can have this any which way and it will still receive and send your signal. The big selling point of the inReach for smartphone is that it is a two-way satellite communicator. So think of it as a satellite phone, but you know, a pager. You know, you can send your messages, track your location. The real power of the inReach for smartphone is to pair it up via Bluetooth with an iOS or an Android device and use the Eartmate app. This really expands the device. You can download Delorme maps, you can send messages via Twitter, Facebook, email, SMS. It really opens up your messaging capabilities, and the fact that it's two-way really opens it up. So depending on the type of job you're doing, you might not be in cell phone reception all the time. This is pretty good because you can always stay in communication with somebody. Now, part of the service plan is the ability to enable tracking. So you can turn on your tracking icon right here, and if somebody has the appropriate URL to Delorme's website, they can view your progress in real time. So overall, the inReach for smartphone does have a great set of features that makes it a very robust two-way communicator when you don't have cell phone reception. And I've been going out with it for a few hikes and a couple overnighters over the last few months, and I gotta say that it works pretty darn good. The fact that I can just turn on the device, put it in the back webbing of my backpack and start hiking. Once in a while I'll check in, pair with my smartphone, see my tracking, see if any messages have come in, send out any messages. You can export the tracks that are on the Delorme website to GPX, so you can use that into other applications, but I haven't found the need to do that. The only problem I've encountered with the inReach for smartphone is when I'm using it with a smartphone sending messages. Now, when you send a message, it doesn't take the location from your inReach. It takes it from your GPS chip on your smartphone. When I was sending messages, when people would click on it to see my location, it would be somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. Not very good. So I would have to actually reset the iPhone or restart it in order to get the GPS accuracy down to what it is usually, which is around 33 feet. Then it becomes pretty good. Another disadvantage with the messages is that it only checks for replies for about every 20 minutes or so. So you don't get that real-time reply back, and you can't hit the key to kind of force a refresh to pull down messages. Something that the inReach SE does very well, so you get a little bit more faster communication that way. But for just check-ins with the smartphone, it's pretty good. So is the inReach for smartphone a good buy right now? Well, at a reduced price, and if you're the type of person that still needs their smartphone either for weekend excursions or get out of cell phone reception based on your activity, this may be a good price, because you're probably not going to be referring to this a lot. You're going to be using the smartphone, and since it's Bluetooth, you get that range, so you can either leave that on in your car, on your ATV, in the back of your backpack, and you just whip out the phone and either send a message, check the map, enable tracking, or do whatever else you want to do. Honestly, I haven't really configured anything in the standalone side of things. What I do is I turn it on, I turn on tracking, slip it into the webbing of my backpack, and then I go hiking, and then I do a few checks with the smartphone. So it's very simple usage. Battery life is pretty much as advertised. No major quirks with the unit. The one time that I did have a quirk was with installing the firmware, but I had some pretty good customer support from Delorme, so that handled things out pretty good. So anyway, check this out, or check out the inReach SE if you want something a little bit updated. Voyager large tantal point plain edge knife. It is 5 1/4 inches long using a grivery handle. The blade itself is 4 inches long. It uses